Welcome back to Rounding the Bases Extra Innings. 4 final questions as we round the bases with Wendy Doyle. I highly encourage you to check out the audio version of our podcast. A lot of great stuff about the organization that she runs, UnitedWE. You can check them out at united-we.org. Is it true that I read right that you have a twin brother that is like a foot taller than you?
You have read correctly. This is true.
How in the world did this happen? Well, I don't know if you know how it happened, but that certainly is unique.
It is so unique. And my mom always said, thank goodness that it's not the reverse. But
True.
I had the privilege and honor of growing up with a twin brother, and we are extremely close. We do have the twin thing, as you hear about when you feel the need that you do need to reach out if something's wrong. But it was I can't imagine being raised any other way. It was significant, but he is a foot taller than I am. And yes, when my husband met my brother for the first time, he said, "I can't believe your brother and sister, let alone twins. We look completely different."
I love it. That's so much fun. Okay, second question. I don't know what kind of basketball player he was, but I understand that you certainly had those basketball skills, all conference in high school, state champion in track. Tell me about Wendy, the young athlete.
Yes, sports was very much a part of my life growing up. Softball, volleyball, basketball, track, but I really honed in high school in basketball. I was a point guard, and we had a winning team and was all conference, extremely competitive, and really enjoyed track as well. I did distance running and, placed in state in the mile and in track as well. And something that I continue to do today. I'm a runner and enjoy it.
So staying active. Okay, my third question as we round the bases, I'll end with a serious one. But sometimes, I get these reports from my amazing assistant, Ashley, and I'm like, oh, that's unique. Oh, that's interesting. So again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I got to know the story if I'm right. I'm reading that you had a pet lamb as a child, and then it became as big as you, which became a little bit scary. What is the story there?
For an Easter gift one year, we had a family friend give my brother and me little lambs for, they thought that would be really neat. So we had pet lambs, and they were named Charlie Brown and Snoopy. And we also had Irish setters, a couple of Irish setter dogs. And the lambs and the dogs became friends, and they would sleep together at night outside. But when the lambs got big enough where we could be eye to eye with the lambs, it became, who goes outside and who gets run over by the lambs. So lambs went away. Lambs just mysteriously, Joel, went away.
Just disappeared. All right. We will end it on a serious note. It's one of my favorite questions to ask anyone that is involved at the level that you are in whatever that cause and growing and advancing our communities and our society like you are in terms of inclusivity, in terms of women's empowerment. And I don't think I need to be the father of a daughter to feel this way, but I probably do have a daughter and a son. And she's got a little ways to go before she gets in the work world, another 5 years, I think, getting ready to go off to college. But I do believe that she will enter the work world and however she wants to in a better way than, say, my wife did, and in an even better way than my mom did. And I've told this on this podcast before, so I'll be brief. My mom has been on the podcast, but she graduated from college at a time where she was told that as a woman in the 50s, at that point, or into the 60s, early 60s, I guess, that she could either go into nursing or into teaching. And that was it. That world is over, thankfully. We still have a lot of work to do. What do you say to those young girls out there, those teenagers out there, or whatever age it is that I think are dreaming bigger than maybe the women in previous generations, but still have a ways to go?
You can, what I would say to them, Joel, is you can be whatever you want to be. And I do think our society is more accepting of that point now more than ever. But I encourage women to think big. And when they think they're thinking big, I encourage them to think even bigger. Because I do think what we've learned is that women can consistently undervalue their experience, their expertise, and lack a little bit of that confidence in order to excel or raise their hand for a position or apply. But my comment to that next generation is think big. And when you think big, stretch and think even bigger. And that's where you need to be.
I love it. And anyone that is listening, watching, I hope they'll take that advice. And again, you could check out Wendy, her work, and all the good people that are working with her at united-we.org. And I hope that you'll check out the audio version of our podcast, Round of the Bases, wherever you get your podcasts. Wendy, thanks for doing this. Thanks for shedding a little bit of insight. It's the first time that I've been able to ask someone about having a twin brother that is a foot taller than them. And I think the first time as well that we're able to talk about a unique pet on this. So you never know. In the midst of doing all this good work, we got to be able to laugh, have some fun, and do all that as well. And I really appreciated you doing that with me.
Thank you, Joel. It's been my pleasure.
Likewise. Thanks.